Dare I say it? Is it too early to say it? Play ball. Listen, I am excited beyond measure about this show. So I'm going to do the cardinal sin against what you're supposed to do at the beginning of your show. I'm going to talk about the show. Because this is a show in the making for 2 years. If you're a veteran of my channel, you're going to know this story. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome and I'm glad you're here. Play ball is the theme of today. Today, I got to see baseball highlights. I saw the Angels score some runs. I saw base runners running, taking extra bases. Rachel's Adventures in the house. Ryan Schoenfeld in the house already here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Listen, if you know me, you know I'm a Disney dad who loves sports. My channel is basically, when I first started my channel, the banner that I had was Disney, family, sports, food. It confused people. People said, okay, it's a Disney family, and they talk about sports and food too. And the original idea was to talk about my passions, okay? And then I was, you're learning your way. I like the growth of my channel. It's still a small little channel. Let's be real. It's not a huge channel by any means, but it does well. I love it, and it's grown in different ways. 2018, I started this journey, and I learned what was going on, and I did a couple live streams, for baseball. Late night Dodger games. And I did a bunch of live streams during football, not a bunch, a few for football. And a lot of that created some friendships of mine. Two of my best YouTube friends, Pete McDevitt and Kelly Myers, I've met through some of my sports streams. Well, I met Kelly directly through one of my sports streams. And then I met Pete through some Disney adventures that we were having together and his love of sports too. And so we do this football show together on Thursday nights, and Pete's grown and blown up his channel doing a lot of football stuff. In 2019, before I even knew those guys' names, I wanted to do a daily, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, come home from work. Disney blog in the house. What's going on, buddy? I saw your note, by the way, about going to spring training. I would love to. So I'm just kind of giving the backstory to this show and what this is going to be. I fully don't expect a lot of people to come to tonight's show. 6 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern time is not a time I normally go. I used to be not exclusive. I used to have my major show on Sunday night, and then it turned into my 2 major shows on Sunday night. But I've always wanted to come home from work. The work day's done. Hey, Nico the Greco in the house, what's going on? I'm a Dodgers fan who lives in Texas. So when I would come home, 7 o'clock LA time, home field startup time for all the West Coast teams, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants, all of them. 7 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock Dodger time, Padre time, 9 o'clock here. I would finish up my day. I would have my dinner. I would hang with the family. Some of them would go to bed, all that. And then 9 o'clock, 9:30, I turn on the ball game, right? From 9 to midnight, I would watch the games. And I thought, I can make this my show. I can make this. There was a pretty decent amount of time early on in my YouTube career. Hey, Lady Jammers, I thought about your Phillies. Your Phillies couldn't throw a strike today. Hey, Pearl Manhattan, what's going on, my friends? I'm really glad to see you guys here. And so I really thought that the sports side of my channel would be the bigger part of it. And for various reasons, I wasn't able to. We were renting a house where my first YouTube studio was, and then we bought this one, blessing to my family, but it did not, right at the beginning of baseball season 2019. So it did not allow for me to do my baseball show that I had planned, right? Dre Houston in the house, what's going on? Movie Man and Nick in the house, what's going on? Look at all my friends coming in. Guys, love you so much. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, Dre. Good to see you, Nick, Pearl, Lady Jammers, Nico, all of you. So glad to see her. And again, I don't expect a lot of people to be here tonight because it's kind of a new time for me, right? But So 2 years ago, I wanted to do a baseball show. I planned to do a baseball show. I thought it would supersede my Disney content just because I love it. Hey, Kadani Sean in the house, what's going on? Thanks for being here. By the way, Kadani Sean goes live tonight. Kadani Sean, you see in the green, that means he's a member of the channel. Thank you, Sean, for being a member of the channel. If you're interested in being a member channel, click the membership. That's a cool way to support me. But that Kadani Sean, please tell us in chat what time your show is, because I don't even know. But he's got another show tonight, DVC show, Disney Vacation Club show. So he's a good guy. Go check out his channel and watch that show live tonight if you get a chance. I will also be live later tonight too with another show we'll get to. But anyway, okay, so I had this plan. We're going to go live. We're going to talk baseball, talking baseball. My last name is Bates. It kind of fits, Batesball talk, right? So fired up. So ready to go. and we buy the house. And so, hey, it was a blessing. So in the whole move, just wasn't going to happen. My family went to California for a week and a half. So I was here on my own for a week and a half. I didn't have a studio. We didn't even have internet for a while. And so I thought, all right, we'll just do it next year, right? Doing a bunch of other things. 10 o'clock. There you go. Kadani Sean, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock Eastern time, other o'clocks, other places, depending on where you live. Kadani Sean will be live. I'll be live 9:30 my time with Creator Talk. So you can start off on my show and head over to his, or over. I guess it'll be 10:30, 9:30 my time, 10:30 his time. So I don't know what time his show ends, but maybe after his show, you can come over and see mine, Creator Talk Live. But that's neither here nor there right now. But check out Sean. He's a good friend. He's a good guy. Disney Vacation Club Talk. Anyway, so then we buy the house. I can't go live. We'll wait till next year. And then I start the show. We start the show about 2 weeks from now, mid-March, I guess. I'm trying to remember. I don't want to lie to anybody. I feel like it was mid-March last year. And like 2 days later, everything stops. The NCAA tournament, I remember that. The men's basketball NCAA tournament, well, men's and women's, they got canceled. And the very next day, they closed down Disney and they closed down baseball. So I've been snake bit with this show. Hey, Alfred, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Glad to see you here. So for some reason, there's been these powers against me. Hey, Rob Fuzzenhouse, what's going on, buddy? See, does everybody else talk deeper when Rob comes in their chat? Anyway, welcome in, buddy. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I'm not taking no for an answer. So, and then 2 years ago, you know what? Here, real talk, just me and you now, real talk. 2 years ago, there wasn't 100 different of my friends going live. I could have went every night, and I wouldn't have been stepping on friends. So I remember last year thinking, oh man, well, that's okay. You got to do your show. You got to do this year. Monday through Sunday, there's somebody I like very much going live every night, couple, 3, 4, 5 times a night. So I thought, well, should I put this on another channel? And some of you who know me well know that me and my buddy Bill from Magic the Mouse TV and now Magic the Mouse Radio. Check out Magic the Mouse Radio everywhere you can listen to internet radio. It's awesome, including my show, Disney Duos. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, we did a show last year, but we did it on a combined channel called Bush League Baseball. And it just, 0 spots available. 0, says Rob. He's talking about time slots available. And so it was, I prayed about it. I'm going to be real talk. Again, just me and you now, just real. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I've hurt people's feelings for stuff I didn't even do to anybody. I hurt people's feelings when I got rid of moderators. It wasn't about anybody. It was about trolls. But none of you are, my friends aren't trolls. So I had to weigh them. If I go a lot live, will I make some people mad? I hope I don't. But I got to be honest with you. I'm going to stop worrying about what other people think. I don't do it that much anyway. I love baseball so much, guys. Do you understand how much I love baseball? I love my family, Disney, baseball, and bacon. It's kind of all tied. Do you know that about me? I don't know if you guys know that about me. Veterans of the channel may or may not be surprised to hear that. My original idea for this room, it's a square table. It's actually from Buffalo Wild Wings. The table that I have is from Buffalo Wild Wings, which actually is kind of gross. Just think about how many people spilled beer on it or whatever. But anyway, but it's in the middle of my room. And the plan was to have this backdrop, right? Adventureland. And then I've got Disney man room, like Godfather and Breaking Bad stuff, baseball cards, Disney. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to have one wall be baseball, one wall be football, one wall be Disney, and one wall be man room, right? Like, again, so man room, I've got a Godfather poster. I've got Breaking Bad autographs. I got, Walter White and Jesse. And I've got a Kate Upton autograph, Sports Illustrated somewhere in the garage I like to put up there. And then I've got a couple Disney backdrops there, and I got a Disney backdrop here. And then over there, I've got some baseball cards, but I like to get maybe a baseball backdrop or a football backdrop. I've got some of my old classic Dodger cards on the wall. And I've got some 33 Goudies, not baseball though. I will show you those. So my point is the plan has, hey, Matt Williams, what's going on? Third baseman for the Giants and the D-backs, probably not, but welcome in, Matt. I'm glad you're here. Welcome back. I've seen your name in here before. Anyway, the plan has been to just be able to move my seating around so the backdrop would fit so we could have different kind of content. Now, as I've dove into what this is, how to grow on YouTube, Creator Talk Live tonight, 10:30 Eastern time, 9:30 my time. Every Sunday night, me and my friend Lynn, the Lynn Project, do a show about how to grow on YouTube. And social media and how to make money on YouTube and how to have fun and all those things, right? And it goes against everything that I believe and I teach to have a channel that's baseball and Disney and all these things. But I got to be honest with you guys. Again, just for me and you, just don't tell anybody. I don't care. Because I'm having fun with my friend Rob and Matt and Dre and Nico and Movie Matey and Nick and anybody else who pops in. I've got baseball nut friends who will come to this show that don't care about my Disney stuff. And I thought about doing it on another channel, but it didn't work last year on another. I mean, we had a blast. I had a great time. So let's get to what we're going to talk about, okay? The baseball topic show really, well, I agree it doesn't step on anyone as it relates to the content. If you want to go get Disney, you're going to get it over there. And that makes me feel better. But it's still my friends. It's still my friends who go live then. But here's what I'm projecting. So Sunday night baseball, 7 o'clock Eastern time. The first week is 8:30. I don't know why they're doing that. But 7 o'clock Eastern time is when the Sunday night game of the week on ESPN is. So I'm going to go live for that game, just like we do for football. If I'm on from 7 until 10, 3-hour ball game, right? My Creator Talk show starts at 10:30. That's kind of perfect. Now, will I be doing this other nights too? Yeah. Am I guaranteeing that I'll be going 7 nights a week? Of course not. I'm a happily married guy with 4 amazing daughters and 3 awesome grandkids and a real job and other commitments. So will I commit to going live every night? No, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to want to do that. But here's the truth. I'm going live every Sunday throughout the rest of the baseball season, minus weekends that I'm away. I will be going to Disney in a couple weeks. I've got 2 trips planned right now for 2021. So when there's stuff happening, you might not see me, but I'll let you know, right? But it's pretty late. It's pretty late. I think most of my stuff to be done, even on like Easter and Father's Day, and when I'm doing family stuff, right? We all do it on Sundays, on holidays, and sometimes just on Sundays anyway. You come home from church, you go to lunch, the family comes over. That happens at my house too. But let's be real. Usually by that time of the day, people are leaving. So will it be every Sunday night? Almost. Will it be 7 nights a week? No. Will it be 5 nights a week? Yeah, it might be. And I'm going to have a blast. I love talking baseball. I'm not a bar guy. I don't hang out and drink beer. But if I did, it's to talk baseball. And that's what we're going to be doing. So some of the topics that I have upcoming. I collect a lot of baseball cards. I did as a kid. I worked my way through college being a baseball card dealer. Let's be real. It sounds like a drug dealer, and I like it. It's kind of a Breaking Bad. We need a Breaking Bad style baseball card show. I would like that very much without the killing. I mean, anyway, I collect cards. I used to collect cards. I've got on my wall. No, I don't. I've got on my wall my 1977 Topps, and I'm way behind in chat. I'll get caught up in a minute. My 1977 Topps Dodgers team set, autographed by all of them. You know, it's pretty cool. I've got my classic Dodgers cards, some 50s and some 60s, well, mostly 50s, classic Dodgers. I've got those 33 Gaudies I talked about. I've got a pretty good baseball card collection. And I had a better one back in the day. I've sold some of it. I collect other things too. Now, if you know me from Disney, you know I collect stuff. I collect more sports stuff than I collect Disney stuff. Now, but to be real, I've sold a lot of it. Like when we moved from California, I sold a lot of it because I didn't want to start. And so that's kind of a bummer. Some of it'll be, I used to have this, and that might be fun too. But when I have stuff, I'll show you. And so like for spring training, we've got 3 more weeks before the season. I'm going to show you some of my cards. So for instance, let me get caught up in chat, and then we'll talk about some of the shows we have upcoming and more of the content you can expect on the show for the next 30 Sundays or so. So true. Let's see. Baseball. Yes, it's just, that's what life is all about, Dre. Exactly. I'm doing this to entertain, but like, it's kind of arrogant to say, like, when you create for the audience. Okay. You really do. You create for the audience, but I'm not having, this isn't a show about horses, right? I mean, this isn't a show about, I don't know, something I don't care about. Like, I'm going to talk about things I'm passionate about that I love. Because why? I love it, and I hope you do too. And if I can be entertaining and I can share my love of baseball with you, Of course, you know me. If you know me at all, if you're new, you don't know this yet. I'll intersperse other stuff. Will we talk a little bit Disney? Of course we will. But mostly it's going to be about baseball. I know baseball. I love baseball. Will something stupid happen on the planet? I'll make fun of it. Of course. Some idiot politician says something stupid. I'm going to make fun of them. The earth freezes in Fort Worth. We're going to talk about it. The life things that happen, we're going to talk about, but it's going to be mostly baseball, and it's going to be the game of the week. So like when the Dodgers play the Padres, I'm a Dodger fan from San Diego. I'm going to have friends popping in, I guarantee it, making fun of me. It's going to be a blast. Okay. Makes sense. Let me get caught up in chat, and then we'll talk about some of the upcoming shows that I have planned and other things that you can expect on the show. Yeah, we'll do that. Rob says, I get it, but on the other hand, if a channel goes live more than, say, 2 or 3 times a week, they have to be overlapped with other channels. Yeah, exactly. You know, I've been on both sides of that. You know, I used to go live when I used to go live, and as other channels grew up, let's be real, it becomes, we get a little myopic, right? We look at who we like, right? Because let's be real, the internet's huge. YouTube's huge. I can't control who goes live. It's just, you know, when one of my friends goes, when it's my time, I'm not mad at them. But when I go on top of them, I'm mad at them. I don't really think anybody's going to be mad at it. But if they do, I got to be honest with you, I'm okay with it. It's all right. I love you anyway, you know. But you can't control that. I'm going to have fun. I love baseball. I'm going to be watching the Dodger game. I'm going to be watching the Indians play the Yankees, and I'm going to want to talk about it. And if you guys want to do something else, that's cool too. Makes sense? I hope that makes sense. I just don't want to make anybody, you know, sad that I'm going when they go. Trey says, sound great. E2 too. Yeah, E2 is, I posted a picture of E2 the other day. I feel bad. I've got 3 grandkids, and I post mostly about Everly, but it's because we have her at our house more than the other ones. She goes to our church and she comes around. The other 2, they're close. Actually, one of our kids had to go get stitches this weekend. That's a whole nother thing. He's fine. Disney Blog says, I should do a NASCAR show, but I'd get rained out half the time. You know, here's what I know about NASCAR. It's super loud and they turn left really, really fast. I've been to one NASCAR event in my life. I've had free tickets to the Texas Motor Speedways to give away every year for the past 6 or 7. They usually give them to me the night before. They usually get FedExed to me, and they come and to me in a big pile at like between 4 and 5 the night before the event. So that's kind of a bummer. So I've only got to go once. I'm not a NASCAR guy, but boy, it's one of the ones that's better to watch on TV than be there live, I think. I don't know. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. I love that. Nick says, oh, where'd it go? You collect cards? I collect bats, baseballs, and pictures. I love it. Yeah, I'm going to definitely show some stuff I collect and talk to you guys about what you collect. I'm also going to bring people on who are fans, maybe fans of the game that's on that night, or maybe they have a collectible they want to show off, that kind of stuff. Oh, I need to laugh today. Good, Pearl. That's what I want to hear. Praise for your new baseball. Oh, thank you, Sandy. That's so sweet. Did you see the deal the Padres gave their shortstop? So Albert Pujols is probably in his last year of baseball. He's one of the greats of all time. He has more home runs than Fernando Tatis has plate appearances. And they just gave Fernando Tatis over $300 million for 14 years. Fernando Tatis, $300 million, 14 years. And he has as many plate appearances as Albert Pujols has home runs. Moms, dads, if you don't know this already, get your kids out there hitting line drives and throwing strikes. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. I'm going to the A's Reds game tomorrow. Are you in Arizona? Oh, good for you. So I love spring training. I've gone to spring training every year. No, I used to go to spring training every year, but since I moved out to Texas, we haven't done that at all. I love it. Spring training is if you are a sports fan, if you're a baseball fan, spring training is a must-to thing. All right. So for it, let's get to some of the upcoming shows. I'm going to do a 1977 show. I wish I was that Matt Williams, says Matt Williams. I have a Matt Williams story too. I'll tell that to you, Matt, here in a minute. So I got 3 stories to tell you: a 1951 story, a 1977 story, and a Matt Williams story. Scottsdale. So I remember you told me that. Disney Blog. I remember you told me that. I love Scottsdale. That's a beautiful city, beautiful rocks, beautiful weather. Well, kind of hot for 4 months, but other than that, beautiful humans. Oh my gosh, beautiful humans. Okay. Any single dudes out there? If you want a gorgeous rich girl, she's in Scottsdale. I'm telling you right now, she is. Also Fort Worth, where I live. Anyway, so 1951, 1977, and Matt Williams. 1951. One of my favorite sets. So Topps Baseball is the original. Good, right? Topps Baseball is the original. Well, it's the main creator of baseball cards. Now, there was cards before them. I mentioned Gowdy earlier, but in 1952, the first main set from Topps came out. The classic card in the hobby is the 1952 Mickey Mantle. It's a great card. No, I don't have it, which I did. But in 1951, they actually had 2 sets that Topps put out, which was their first national card set. It wasn't a regional set, but it wasn't 500 cards either. It was 52 cards, I think. And they did a red back and a blue back. And so in 1988, when I graduated high school, me and my buddy Bill Brooks I lived in San Diego, and we went to New Jersey, Atlantic City, and we went to the National Baseball Card Convention. I think my mom bought it for me for a graduation gift. It was a lot of fun. We had a blast. Okay. And so I had a couple choices to make. I wasn't sure. Was I going to buy a Jackie Robinson rookie? I had 2 or 3 things. I was thinking about a Jackie Robinson rookie, a Sandy Koufax rookie, or a 1951 Redback set. Now, I chose to not buy the set complete. I could have. There was a guy named Mr. Mint, Al Rosen, and he had a booth there, and he had 2 actually 1951 sets, and they were beautiful. And I could have bought the whole set right then, but we were there for 4 days. Space Mountain Dave Control in the house. What's going on, buddy? And so I didn't want to buy it complete. I wanted to put the set together. And I was 18 at the time. And now I'm 51. But I started to put together the set then. And here they are. So this will be a whole night. I'm not going to show you all of them right now. But the 1951 set is right here. And you can see card number 1 is Yogi Berra. My finger is. And they're beautiful. And the Redbacks, because, they're Redbacks. And the night that I show these off, we'll show them a little better. Obviously, there's some shine there. And, I'm not planning on showing off the set tonight. But we'll talk about that because it's the 70th anniversary this year, the 70th anniversary of Topps creating baseball cards. Because of that, Topps has put out 1951 Topps inspired cards by the sports animator Blake Jameson. Now, I don't know him. I reached out to him on Twitter. He liked something that I put out there, whatever. And I invited him to come on the show. He hasn't responded. He probably never will. But Blake, I don't know you, but I love your art. And if you want to come on the show in a couple weeks, you're welcome to. Check your Twitter. I've already sent the invite. But even if he doesn't want to come on, who cares? I mean, I'd love to have you on, Blake. Please come on, Blake. If you know Blake, let him know. Jeff, this guy is crazy. He's talking. But they came out in 4 different series, 1 a week for 4 weeks, 13 different cards. And I bought all 4. The first 2 are here. And so by then, hopefully all 4 will be here and we'll talk about it. And I will compare this and some other remakes they have and show you my all-time favorite set. My other favorite set is the 1977 set, which I do not have complete. I only have probably about 200 of the 660, maybe 300 of the 660 together. I could have bought that one, frankly, too, but I like putting the sets together more than I like just buying it and having it. I mean, I do want it complete, but it's fun to hunt them down. So there, that's what we do. And so in 1977, we'll talk about that. And 1977 is my favorite set. Why? I was a 7-year-old boy in 1977. It's when I bought my first pack of cards. I'll tell you that story because it's a funny story. In 1977, and the Dodgers didn't win the World Series that year, but they did win the National League. They lost to the Yankees in the World Series. That's the year Reggie Jackson hit the 3 home runs in one game. I think 5 home runs in the whole series, and he cheated. Actually, he leaned into a throw that Steve Garvey would have caught, and it's a whole thing. But anyway, the 1977 Dodgers was my first favorite team, and so I celebrate my 77 Dodgers by having a complete, most of the team set autographed. It's pretty cool. That's taken a while to get to. I think it's complete. I'll have to go look, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you that story. It's pretty fun. We've got a lot of Springs training stories. I got a great story about when I got a Randy Johnson's autograph, got a great story when we get Mike Schmidt's autograph. I got a great story when I talked to Ken Griffey about his swing. I have some pretty cool stories. A great story with Trevor Hoffman, lots of Padres stories because my friends were Padres fans, so we went down there, and I'll be sharing those throughout the day or throughout the year. It'll be us watching baseball, and it'll be me telling my stories and me bringing on guests and me showing off my collectibles and just talking about the stories. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun for me, and I hope it's going to be a lot of fun for you. Let me get caught up in chat, and we'll talk about some more stuff, and then I'll reiterate. Oh, and I got the Matt Williams story to share too. Think about doing an Indy car racing show. I don't know anything about Indy car racing, but I guarantee you could find an audience for that, buddy. I'd help you with that if you want. I mean, I couldn't be on the show. I don't know anything about it, but I would love to be a guest, but Rob, you are always welcome, buddy. You are. If Rob wants on my show, we'll make it. We'll make it. Well, you've got a lot you can talk about that I won't share right now because you might not want to. But I know that you know what I know that you could talk about. That's baseball, but you might not want to. So I'll shut up. Nico says he's going to the game tomorrow. That is awesome. I wish I was that Matt Williams. Okay, so not Matt Williams, the former ball player. Matt Williams, a nice guy. Because I'm at a spring training game. Wow, this would have been, I was probably still in my 20s. I'm guessing this is 95 or 6. I'm guessing. And Matt Williams is warming up at third. And we are on the first base side. Now, in spring training, there's not a lot. You're in the bottom deck or the top deck. There's only 2 decks, and there's probably only 70 rows total between the two. So you're close to the field no matter where you're sitting at in spring training. In the outfield, you can sit on the grass even, which is a lot of fun. And I've done that a lot. You don't even have to have a ticket. You buy a ticket and then it's general admission. But we actually had what we would call good seats at this game. And I was with a group of people and we're on the first base side. And Matt Williams comes into the game and they're warming up in between innings. And so the first baseman throws pretend ground balls. The second baseman, the shortstop, the third baseman, they scoop it up and they fire it over to first. Matt Williams is warming up. Matt Williams grabs it and he's known for his power hitting, his cannon of an arm, and his bad attitude. Sorry, Matt Williams. I know I'm not this Matt Williams. I'm sure this Matt Williams is a nice guy. Maybe Matt Williams, the ball player, is a nice guy too, but I'm just telling you what I knew, the reputation. He fires the ball and he airmails it over the first baseman, all right? And it goes into the stands. Now, you're close to the field. You got to be paying attention. You got to catch the ball. There's kids everywhere, right? So the crowd boos or laughs at him. Let's be real. So then the next one, he does it again. And we're thinking he's probably doing it on purpose. The next inning, because that ended the inning. Then the next inning, he comes out, the first ground ball to him in warmups. He fires a laser, like as hard as you can, into the stands. The next inning, he does it again. So I've never been a fan of Matt Williams, the third baseman. But Matt Williams, the guy in chat, I'm a big fan of. So Matt, if that's you, sorry. There's my Matt Williams story I'm sticking to. I always didn't like him also because he was really good and he would help beat my Dodgers. Mr. Willie says, I don't know how these owners give these players these long contracts, but then ask the players to take a pay cut. Well, okay, I can tell you why they do, Willie, because they're making money. They're making so much money. Why wouldn't they? I mean, proof is proof. Last year may have been the worst year for ownership, revenue generation in my lifetime. And yet the Padres of all people shelled out $300 million. Third year in 4 years in a row. Third year in 4 years, the Padres have shelled out over $100 million on a contract. My point in saying all that is they're making tons of money. The local TV contract, the national TV contract far supersedes butts in the seat and the beers in the stands. So anyway, Dre saying hi to Dave. Wow, awesome. Love it. They look nice. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'll show them off better, the cards. I'm sure that's what you're talking about. Hey, Francisco, one of my Dodger fan friends in the house. We're going to talk a lot of Dodgers. Cricket's in the house. Hey, Cricket, what's going on? I was thinking about you, Cricket. I was hoping you'd pop in. Disney World Freak, my man Carlos in the house. Go with what's up to you. So happy to see baseball with fans today. Man, me too. Me too. I didn't watch any of the games. I watched some highlights. So good to see it. If you're anything like me, so here's the other thing too. So I'm a huge Dodgers fan. We'll talk about this too, but so I'm a huge Dodgers fan and I'm a huge Disney fan. And so I go out to, I'll tell the story right now. So the Dodgers have Yu Darvish pitching in Game 7, all right, of the World Series, the day before my Walt Disney World October trip of whatever year that was, 2017, 2018. The day before we drive from Fort Worth out there. And so we're in, I don't know, where were we? We were like Tallahassee when we stopped. But we stopped on purpose a little earlier than we normally would. Why? Because I'm watching the Dodgers. Game 7 of the freaking World Series. So Yu Darvish goes in there. He gets lit up, right? And I'm mad at Yu Darvish for years. It turns out we learned a couple of years later the Astros were stealing signs. But let's fast forward to the day I'm in Magic Kingdom. So I'm in the crappy hotel room watching my Dodgers get destroyed because the Astros are cheating, right? A couple of days after I watched them get blown out, I'm at Walt Disney World. True story. I've told this before. I don't know if anybody in chat's heard it though. And I'll probably tell it again a little better because tonight we're just kind of going through stuff and being silly and talking about baseball and sharing with you what we're going to do for the show. And it's going to be this kind of stuff. So I come out of, me and my family come out off of Pirates of the Caribbean in Orlando, right? In Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom. And the nice Disney worker is standing there and he's looking outside at all this commotion, right? Now, normally when I come off Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm shopping, man. They got some cool, Jeff wants to take home this kind of stuff in that little shop right there, right? But there's all this commotion out there. So I say, hey, sir, what's going on? He's like, oh, man. Dodger fan in Walt Disney World. The Dodgers just lost the World Series. So what's going to happen? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry's wearing their freaking Houston Astros shirt, right? So I'm sick of it. Because I'm a Dodgers fan, and we just got lit the heck up in Game 7. Great World Series, but we got lit up. Again, didn't know at the time that the Astros stole from us, stealing signs. We would learn that years later. Okay. So he says, well, yeah, the Houston Astros are here. They're doing it. That's their parade. They won. Did you hear? They won the World Series. Oh, yeah. I heard a couple days ago. Anyway, so the World Series freaking championship, Walt Disney World, beat my Dodgers, parade going right by. So we go over there and I get video, and you got Jose Altuve, and you got, who else we have? I think Springer was up there, and there's 4 of them, whatever. And I get some video, and it's like they were mocking me. Because can you imagine, as a huge Dodger fan, how big of a deal that would have been for me if the Dodgers were there and I was there for it? If I would have had, like, I don't know, Clayton Kershaw and Clay Bellinger or whoever. Anyway, I'll probably tell that story again. If the Dodgers play the Astros on a Sunday night, we'll definitely do it. Hey, Jeff, spring is officially here. First preseason. Exactly, Dave. Exactly. I'm so excited. The Dodgers won. I saw their opening day lineup. They had 4 or 5 or 6 starters in there. It looked pretty good. Movie Maniac, the Astros stole from a lot of other teams. They sure did, but they stole from my Dodgers the World Series. So come on, Jeff. Everyone cheats. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Yikes, says Dre. Still more championships in New York in this century. Yeah, final score. Yeah, so a final score of preseason games. I've never really cared about it. It's just, don't get my big guys injured and get them ready for the game. Preseason's preseason. I mean, but it's fun to go to games there. I'm not gonna lie. It's fun to go to games. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited that baseball's back. I'm excited you're here. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about. 1951 is the 70th this year is the 70th anniversary of Topps baseball cards. So we're going to talk about that a couple times, but specifically in a couple weeks. Might even be next Sunday. I don't know. And then, the Sundays before the season, I have a 1951 highlight. I've got a 1977 highlight because for 70 years of baseball cards. First year I was a baseball card fan. I thought I would share those. And yeah, we got lots of stories. I've got a Vin Scully story for you. I've got a few. I've got a few stories. I definitely have enough to get through a 26 or 30 weeks worth of stuff. Now we will be inviting people on. If you're a friend of mine and you're interested in coming on and you've got good lighting and you've been live before, I'm not going to ask you to sit through 3 hours. When I bring on guests, it'll probably be for a half hour. So, hey, Michael, Dizzy Dad, what's going on, buddy? I'm glad to see you here. You're a Dodger fan, aren't you? Pretty sure you are. If I'm remembering you correctly from Instagram, welcome in. I pay more attention when the wins start. Yeah, exactly, Cricket. That's how I feel too. Yeah, Mr. Scully, I love Vin Scully too. So I have a couple great Tommy Lasorda stories. I have a great Vin Scully story. The Vin Scully story has a lot to do with my grandma, which I'll share. I've got a few, and it's going to be a lot of fun sharing those with you. I guess I've gotten old enough now that I've got stories to tell, and I can't wait to tell. One side of my family lives in, oh my gosh, in Cooperstown. Are you serious? I've never been to Cooperstown. Oh, I want to go there so badly. No, not a Dodger hater. Oh, I thought you were. I'm misremembering your Instagram. Well, regardless, I'm glad you're here. If you need a Red Sox fan, I'll give you a 30. Carlos, you're always welcome, buddy. Yeah. I mean, one night when the Red Sox are playing, or just maybe it's a night where we're talking about something. It doesn't matter. Yes, we'll talk. If you're somebody who's interested in coming on the show, and again, you've got to have good lighting, you've got to have been live before, I've got to check those things. But if you've done those things before and you can hold a sentence, and I won't make you sit for the 3 hours. I'm not looking to have a guest every week. I don't really like those shows with 18 people on the screen as much as most people do. So I probably won't be doing a lot of that. But people come on for a half hour, an hour, and talk a little baseball. Come on, that's my favorite thing in the world. In my home, we really didn't watch baseball. Once I met Allie, she grew up a diehard Mets fan, and the rest is history, says Michael. That's cool. I have a good friend who's a diehard Mets fan. The Mets think they're going to be good. I am not, buying the Mets, mostly because I'm buying the Braves in the AL East. And we'll talk about that too. We're going to have some fun and some silliness, but we'll have some, I don't know, it's baseball. How serious can you get? But we'll have some serious talk too. I love baseball. I love what's going on in baseball. We'll talk about I love that. Nico says Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball, is not very nice in person. So I didn't meet Bob Uecker, but he came onto my high school campus and filmed some shows. They're on YouTube. They're horrible. I was there. I've not been able to find me in the background. Michael Jordan actually came to my high school too. He played 2-on-1 with Michael and Charlie Sheen, and that's on YouTube. And I'm definitely in that video because I was there for it, but I can't find me. But I find lots of my friends. Maybe I'll show you guys those one night. I've grown to love it over the years. I love that. Big NFL guy though. Well, if you're a big NFL guy, you probably already know. But if you don't know, my good friend, my partner channel, Pete McDevitt, who's getting better right now, but we go live during football season. He goes live every dang day for football. But we go on Thursday night, me and him and Kelly from Myers and the Mouse with our NFL watch party. We'll be doing that next year too. Hopefully, obviously. I'm a D-backs, Cubs, and Twins fan. I have a killer studio set. Do you really? Or are you really? Do you really? Well, both work, I guess. D-backs, boy, this would have been 15 years ago now, too. It was in spring training. Got to have dinner up there in left field, right where it was the year after. So I guess maybe it was 99 then. It was the year after Mark McGwire hit the, in Arizona, dented the wall there in is it Chase Field? I don't even know what they call it there in Arizona. Regardless, so it was spring training, so the place was empty basically, but the restaurant was open. Very, very nice. But yeah, it was amazing to sit there. Cubs, love it. Don't have a lot of Cubs stories fan. Twins, I got a good friend, Bill from Magic the Mouse. He'll probably pop on a couple times. He's a Twin. He was a photographer for the Twins for a while. So yeah, we'll get to bring you on Dizzy Blog. Sorry, Nico, that Mr. Euchre's not a nice guy. I never met him, but I was around a couple times. I have not been live with you, but I have the analyst test. Oh, okay, very good. I love it. I've grown to love it over the year. I love it. I'm way behind here. Nicest player I ever met was Louis Tiant. Nice. I never met Louis Tiant. I remember he had the big twist, right? I remember throwing batting practice. I used to be a baseball coach, and we would do a Louis Tiant now and then just be funny. Kids never knew who he was. Yeah, he had a great career. Red Sox, I remember, and I think Indians. Yes, I do. I've been in that chat. Sure, not 60 now. How you been? Long time no see. Cleveland Indians. My Cleveland Indians are going to be a dumpster fire this year. Not looking for it. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be good. I don't think there'll be a dumpster fire. Boy, they have traded away and gotten rid of and let go more pitching than most teams ever get in a 10-year season. You know, Clevenger's gone. Bauer's gone. Kluber obviously is gone. Yeah, a lot of stuff. You still got Bieber, though. He's filthy. You're not going to be horrible. I like the Twins there, and I like the White Sox there, though, so you're probably not going to have a great year, but it's going to be a good division. Friend of our family was Jackie Bradley Jr.'s high school friend. Oh, that's cool. Jackie Bradley Jr. still hasn't signed as far as I know. Great defensive outfielder. I'd love to have him as my fourth outfielder or a center fielder. If my team needed a center fielder, he's still great on defense. I still feel Mark got a raw deal, talking about McGwire. I don't care how you hit 75 home runs, at least you showed up to play. And I have a strong opinion about steroids, and I'm sure we'll talk about that one night. I'll give you my hint. It wasn't cheating. It was what Major League Baseball wanted. They marketed it. They begged them to do it. I'm mad at Major League Baseball is the one that were the bad guys in that. Bonds and McGwire and Sheffield and Piazza and Clemens and Palmiero. They're getting the shaft. And some of it is because some of them aren't nice guys. But yeah, I've got a strong opinion on that most people will disagree with, and I'll probably make people mad when I share it, but that's okay. You may get him. Red Sox will clean house this year, rebuild for the next 5 years. Well, it won't take that long. These are world free. You don't have to rebuild for 5 years anymore. I think your problem with the Red Sox is that division is stacked. I mean, the Rays were stacked last year. They're not going to be nearly stacked this year. I don't like the Yankees as much as everybody else likes them. I actually like Toronto to win that division, but everybody's picking the Yankees. The Red Sox are going to have trouble getting to 500 this year, but it won't take 5 years. Unless they go the cheap route. They've got money coming out the Green Monster. They'll be fine. That was so much fun, though. Oh, the good old days. Yeah, I love this. And so we're 40 minutes in where I'm not going to keep you all night. I figured we'd go between 45 minutes and an hour. I was going to send everybody over to Pete's show, but I don't think he's going live tonight. But we will. There you go. Carlos, I was just going to say, we'll have a night where we talk about the Hall of Fame. We'll have a night where we talk about the ballots. I mean, it already happened, but there's going to be topical things that we're going to add because, again, yeah, Springer went to Toronto. Exactly. Well, I love Toronto's team. Anyway, we're going to talk about topics, and one night we'll have Hall of Fame night, Halloween night. And I'll talk about some players that I think should be in the Hall of Fame. My all-time favorite player, Steve Garvey. He's not in the Hall. I wish he was. We can certainly have, maybe even next week, we'll talk about the free agents that signed. George Springer going to Toronto is a big one there, Dave. I love that roster. You know, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. looks thinner, svelter, maybe DH, maybe first base, maybe third base, but he mashes. You got Dante Bichette's kid, Bo. You got Craig Biggio's kiddo, Kevin. That is a talented team, and they've got all my ex-Dodgers, well, a couple ex-Dodgers. Ryu, Hung Jung Ryu is over there. Speaking of ex-Dodgers, you got Maeda up in Minnesota, but no Pete tonight. Yeah, I sent him a message. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I was just going to say, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, now's the time. We'll probably go for maybe two to 10 more minutes, depending on the questions that they come as they come, and we'll just have a good time. And then we'll say goodnight. I will be, before I take questions, drop your questions in. I'll try to answer any and all of them. The easiest way is to put question in caps and or at me at Dope Dad so it shows up. But usually question in caps will make it easy. We only got 16 people in here, so it's not like it's going to be impossible for me to see. But first and foremost, before I talk about that, I want to share what else is going on tonight. So my friends, the Mickey Bunch, are going live. I think they are the guests on Kadani Sean's show, which we talked about earlier. So please go check that out. I will be live at 9:30 my time, 10:30 Eastern time. My co-host, I don't know if she's going to be here tonight, actually. She's got a weird work schedule lately. But we're talking about Creator Talk Live, where we talk about growing on YouTube. Tonight's guest is Sherry from Austin Sunset Travels. You may know her. She's a good friend of mine. She recently had a YouTube short hit. For now, it's at 1.7 million views. We're talking about what she did, how she did it. She also has another one that has 70,000. So she's clearly doing something right, people. And it's taken her channel from about 1,000 subscribers to over 6,000. We're going to talk about that tonight. She's going to share all her secrets, and you're going to want to be there for that. I guarantee. I promise you, if you're interested at all, you're going to want to be there. So now is the time to ask me some questions about baseball, about the show, about my ugly face, whatever you want to talk about, and then we will close it out. And I'll see you in a couple more hours. Sound good? And every Sunday night, and again, during spring training, it'll be between a half hour and an hour or so. And we'll be sending people over, hopefully, to Pete's show once he gets back up and running and healthy. During the baseball season, we're going to go longer and, of course, have some people on. Make sense? Okay. What's your opinion on Schilling not being in the Hall of Fame? Nico, that's a great freaking question. I think it is an absolute crock. He is a Hall of Famer. Now, Hall of Fame is subjective. I get it. But here's why I can prove that I'm right. 2 or 3 interviewers that I would hear every time when the votes were about to be cast and be made public would lead off with, I swear it's not political, but he was a Hall of Famer before he went on Twitter and gave his views. I am not very active on Twitter. Okay. I have a Twitter account, but I hate Twitter. I hate it. So I'm not active over there. I never saw any of his tweets. I just remember one of the best pitchers of that era in Curt Schilling. He should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. The bloody sock is just one game, but it's an iconic moment in sports, in baseball. His batting average against him, opposition batting average, is one of the lowest ever. One of the best right-handed pitchers over the last 50 years. Clearly, it's stupid. But it's easy to ignore people like him when Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens aren't in there. The Hall of Fame is a full-on freaking joke. And here's how I can prove that. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens aren't in it. What time are these shows, Jeff? Work puts me in bed early. 6 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Eastern time for this show every Sunday night. And then the Creator Talk show is 9:30 my time. You're East Coast, right? So 10:30 your time. And it's okay if you miss it. I understand, buddy. You don't have to be at all of them. But the baseball show will be during the Sunday night baseball game of the week on ESPN every week. Make sense? I hope Tigers do decent. I don't. They got the Torkelson kid. Was he a third baseman? I think they've got that pitcher who everybody's talking about, which He didn't look well good last year. But that Torkelson kid, everybody says, is really, really good. So there's 2 elite prospects right there. I think you've got a catcher prospect that people like. Catcher prospects are rough, but I think there's hope for the Tigers to not be the worst team in baseball. I don't think. I mean, here's the other problem being a Tigers fan right now. You got the Twins and you got the White Sox who ain't going anywhere. We got an Indians fan who's bummed out about their season, and the Indians are going to be twice as good as the Tigers. So you're in a rough division. You are in a rough division, my friend Dave. Sorry about that. Tigers. We can talk a little 84 Tigers. We can talk Kirk Gibson leaving the Tigers, coming to my Dodgers. There's all kinds of Tigers talk we can do. I'm a Yankees fan, but you are not the first one to say that. There you go. Michael's talking to Nick. Thanks for the info, Cricket. I pray that he's okay. Don't know who we're talking about. Deleted my Twitter. Yeah, Michael, I still have I have a couple Twitter accounts. I've got a couple work ones. I hate Twitter. I gotta be honest with you. I hate it. I do. I hated it before it was fashionable. I hate it. Now I am talking about them tonight though. Twitter tonight, you guys get it preview just for you, for my baseball crew. Tonight we're going to talk about the 1.3 moving to 1.7, million views on a shorts. We're also going to talk about Twitter is going to have their own in-app Patreon-like thing to help their creators have specialty content just for their members and then to help them get paid. Should be interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight. It wasn't just the Schilling tweets. It's the business and tax issues he had. It's Disney blog. It's political. I mean, frankly, who cares about his business and tax? Who cares? What does that have to do with the Hall of Fame? Was he a Hall of Famer on the field or not? And they have an ethics clause, and I don't mind an ethics clause. Should OJ be in the Hall of Fame? I would say no. He killed some people. Should Schilling be in the Hall of Fame? No. He had some tax issues, and he doesn't vote the way sports writers want. Who cares? First of all, if we stop sending people to the Hall of Fame for voting the way Schilling does, there'd be no Hall of Fame because most professional athletes don't vote the way most fat slob sports writers vote. And I know sports writers, I'm not saying they're all fat slobs, but I love that the 84 Tigers, I remember that team. That was a great team. That team started off, what did they start off like 18-0 or some dang thing? Sparky Anderson, Kirk Gibson, Lou Whitaker, Alan Trammell. Whew, that was a good team. Lance Parrish behind the plate still. That was a good team. I don't even use Twitter anymore. Too much drama. Yeah, I mean, you can control who you watch, but I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, I'm still on there, but I hate it. Yeah. So there you go. Anything else? Any other questions, comments, or concerns about the show before we clean it up? I will say again, 9:30 my time, 10:30 Eastern time tonight. Creative Talk Live. Me and my co-host, the Lynn Project, who I honestly don't know if I think I'm going to be there tonight. She's had a couple weeks in a row where she had a Sunday night scheduling issue, and it might be tonight too. But we're going to be talking about shorts and how one of our good friends here in the Disney community has used it to blow up her channel 5 times. Subscribers, 1.7 million views on one. Another one that has, I think, 70 or 80,000. So we're going to get her to give up all her secrets, what she did, and what you can do too to do that. Or at least try to emulate that, right? We're going to talk about Twitter's new monetization idea, Mitch, like Patreon, and lots more. We're going to talk a little bit about TubeBuddy because we always do. And of course, we'll take your questions. And that's how I will end my week tonight in a couple hours. Again, my buddy Kadani Sean will be live talking Disney Vacation Club with you. A bunch of other of my friends, usually in this slot in 10 more minutes. Pete would be going live with Preston, but I talked to him yesterday and he's not going live. I still think he's working on feeling better. Okay. Go Dodgers, the world champion. Here, we'll have a preview show the week before, but I'll give you a hint. I'm picking the Dodgers. Why am I going to pick the Dodgers? They're going to be better than they were last year. Yes, the Padres are better, but they're pissed off because they didn't get to celebrate. I'm glad Justin JT signed again so they can celebrate on the field this year without masks after they win the World Series. I think that's it. I think that's all. Thank you so much. If you're interested in at all in supporting the channel, you can go to www.buymeadolewhip.com. You can also subscribe to the channel. That's always helpful. Hit the like button. You can become a member of the channel. Mostly just come when we go live and say hi. It makes my day. Or watch it on the replay. If you watched all the way to the end on the team replay, put in the comments, hashtag team replay. It's always amazing to hear those people who watch the replay and let me know what they liked, what they didn't like. Always looking for feedback. Mostly, I just want to say thank you guys. I love this. I can't wait for baseball season. And this is going to make it even better. I'm going to love baseball season, but I'm going to love it even more because of you guys hopefully you're going to come to this show. You don't have to come every week if you don't want to, but pop in now and then. Maybe your team's playing. Maybe you want to make fun of my Dodgers losing. Whatever you want to do, it's going to make me happier, and I hope it does to you too. That's it for now. Yes, it was a good team. Thanks for a great time tonight. Oh, no, thank you, Dre. I appreciate you. Night, bro. Maybe stop by later. Appreciate that, Michael. Seriously, love you all. Have the best day ever. Have fun. Storm the castle. Do something awesome for somebody tomorrow. Have a great week. And again, in 2.5 hours, Creator Talk Live. 1.7 million on shorts. How you too can blow up on YouTube. All right. See you, Nico. See you, Dave. See you, Michael. See you, Dre. Love you all. Have the best day ever. See you in a couple hours. And again, check out my buddy Kadani Sean in about 2 hours. Disney Vacation Club Talk. All right. That's it. Bye. Oh, Good Morning Disney tomorrow with me and my wife and E too. All right. Bye for now. See ya.